Hello, today I want to talk about how to play for your gas station or state rescue mode in Ready or Not. By the way, they may change the rule of engagement, AI behavior, and the ranking system. This guide will stick to the 5th of February version. The dev announced there will be an update soon, so be aware of it. The guide is showing how to play it in single player mode, but it still works on multiplayer if people know what they are doing. You could possibly get S rank by following the guide, but it's so luck dependent. So that's why I didn't put S rank in the video title. Before starting to play this mode, you should learn about the map first. It is the same layout as other mode, except barricaded suspects. But beware of it, the spawning location will be different, both suspects and civilians. I will talk about rule of engagement, what gear we are using, AI behaviors, the route where we should go or should not go, things you need to know. And there are 2 tries of me playing hostage rescued. One, all of the civilians survive, but 2 AIs are hurt. And another one civilian died, but all the AI is healthy. Both games have bad spawn. Let's talk about the rule of engagement. It is same as barricaded suspects. It means you cannot use lethal weapon before you are get threatened by a suspect. It means before they point a gun to you or shooting you, you cannot use lethal weapon on them. If a suspect raises a gun to you or to a wall or a door, it's also counted as threat. When they decided to surrender, any lethal damage, beanbag shotgun, and punch also count as unauthorized use of force. Taser and pepper gun does not count as unauthorized, I believe, but I'm not too sure about it. Then talking of gears, we are using beanbag shotgun, taser, stinger, or flashbang. I can't really tell the difference between flashbang and stinger. Mirror gun, for the tactical device, you could use storage or pepper spray. If you pepper spray, you must hit the target's head to work. And for the teammates, I will put 1 beanbag shotgun and 1 pepper ball gun for each team. I heard from others beanbag is less accurate but more effective per shot. But it is not a big deal, and you need storages, at least 1 storage, 1 team. Then we talk about AI. What is different than other mode is very important. You need to repeat 3 times in a row if it is really important. When suspects see you, they are very high chance will run away and pathfinding to the civilian and kill the civilian. They will shoot you 1 or 2 times and flee, or they will run away immediately. Beware of it. Also, they have small chance to keep attacking you or just want to rob you like you play in other modes, and seem like they will less likely to shoot civilian when you meet the suspect with civilians, but I'm not 100% sure. And the civilians act differently. In this mode, basically, they will not move, get down and raise their hands by default, and never get up and run. In theory, you can move them by walking towards them, but not practical, due to it is hard to control the direction, and they move very slow. Civilians will always spawn on certain location. I will show you later. Then let's talk about the lesser lethal weapon and the morale system. Suspects and civilians in other mode has morale. Morale are the factor that deciding the person will surrender or not. Most of the non-lethal weapon will decrease their morale, but the pepper spray and the taser melee will stun them without decreasing their morale. Note that pepper spray will decrease their walking speed and make the target unable to shoot. They will walk away from you, so you need to do other things to reduce their morale and call for surrender. If they already low on morale at the first encounter, they will surrender even you only use pepper spray on them. For hostage rescue, I don't suggest walking into them and punch them after spraying them. By the way, you need to spray their head to work. Holding a pepper spray cannot do a melee. You cannot punch them. And taser, basically you can one shot and make them lose all the morale. In rare case, you may need to call the compliance or even shot them 2 times to make them surrender. Shooting a taser or melee with a taser makes the target cannot walk and shoot. But melee do not reduce morale. For the primary, basically we will use the R7 pepperball gun or the Beanbag Shotgun. Pepperball needs around 3 to 4 shots to control a person. We will disable them to shot and walk slower, like being pepper spray. What is the difference is you no need to shoot their heads, and it will reduce their morale. But the downside is you need to dump mag to make sure they will surrender, like around half of the mag or even more. Beanbag Shotgun, it needs 1 shot to stun target, which will make them unable to shoot and walk slower. It cannot walk around for half a second, but 2 things very important. 1, except raid mode, you cannot shoot their head anytime, even after a gun being shot. It will result in unauthorized use of force. 2, more soft does not reset the stun time. I should make it clearly. Seems like it will reset the stun time if you shoot the target when it's almost recovered, or it just has some cooldown time that he cannot shoot after the effect. What I want to say is, don't think that effect will last very long. When you shoot the target few times, it's almost recovered. Then you can shot 3 times to make most of the suspects surrender, or 4 to make them 100% surrender. If 4 shot does not make them to surrender, you face the bug. I thought they fixed it, but I faced it once while playing this mode. Sometimes suspect will say, "I give up," or something like that, but they are not giving up. You need to call for compliance once more, or they will give up. Or if they do not give up, you need to put more force to them to make them surrender. I don't know, maybe this is the case that I've used 4 beanbag or 2 taser in a suspect while I'm panicking, or maybe they have higher morale in hostage rescue. I will suggest Beanbag Shotgun for this mission. It can one shot and stun them, while the pepper gun takes few shots, and the downside of the Beanbag Shotgun is the stun time is very short. That you cannot have enough time to patch yourself up when you are bleeding. And if you are bleeding, you should shoot the suspect 3 times in a row, then call for compliance, then hold F to patch yourself. And the beanbag is more accurate than the pepper gun. By the way, the bullet will land on the iron sight even you are using the optic scope. Melee also mean punching. You will need 2 punch to make most of the suspect surrender, 3 for the 100% surrendering. Punching is not suggested because 1, the effective range is very short and not consistent. 2nd, the surrendering they will have some delay. You could press the punch button and they will surrender in between the punch and the button you pressed, so it makes you become an unauthorized use of force person. And 3rd, in this mode, you need to suppress all the suspects instantly when you see them. Chasing the suspect and punching them will cause you more exposed to other guys, so no punching. Only the suspect running into you and kissing you, then you could considering using the punch to punch him. Then let's talk about the grenade. The stinger and the flashbang basically works the same way. Most of the suspect will surrender when you yell for compliance after being affected by those. If not, one more beanbag should do it. The effect is make the targets not able to shoot and walk very slow. Targets sometimes will flee. I think it is only hit if the bang or the blade have a direct line of sight, so some obstacle could block the sight and makes the blade do not work for some targets. And the tear gas, it works very weird. I rarely use it, but two things I want to mention. One, you will throw the gas towards the left instead of throwing it into the center of your screen, which makes it different than bang and stinger. The second, AI don't have animation of cuffing, and looks like if you aggro them, they will still can shoot at you, but when you yelling at them, they will give up. And the effective range is not same as the visual. Oh, finally, let's get started. Go to the map. There are 10 suspects and 4 civilians in the map. The civilian will only spawn on 2 locations. One is the warehouse. If you are lucky, all the civilians can spawn in the warehouse, which is very easy to hold. The second location is the restaurant. You can still do it, still able to secure all the civilians, but the AI is also difficult to not get hurt. When you start, there are 3 ways to go. Left to the back door of the station and the warehouse. Middle, the store of gas station. Right to the entrance of the restaurant. Same as raid mode, there are very high chance that suspects, one or more, will come out in the middle or the left entrance. If I'm not mistaken, they will only rush out from one entrance, not both. But both are very hard to suppress and cuff the suspect, so as I said, luck and luck. Because they will rush out from either of the entrance, you should push to the front door immediately. You could walk from the right side to make them spot you later, or you can hide at the right side. This 3 way I will suggest the left one. In the front door there are too many angles, and some angle you cannot suppress the suspect. There are 3 sides on the left, 3 spots, and a door that usually opened. The middle, there are blurry window that suspect can hide it and they can see you. Not always see you, but if they see you, you can do nothing. And the right also have 3 way lead to same corridor, so totally not suggest this path. By the way, the glasses in front of the store, you can see through it, but the suspect cannot see through you. The right side connected to the restaurant part of the station, but the side glass can be seen through by the suspects, and it is a bad location to shoot suspect and very exposed, so not suggested. So go to the left side. The left side still needs some luck, just needs less luck. One, suspect can appear in front of the door. Second, the little gap between the fence and the door, suspects can see through it. Throw a stinger or flash from above to inside, then open the door when it's exploding or right before it. Kick the door if you need it. Other than this time, don't kick any door. I tried it and it will not causing execution of the civilians, but not sure about that. After getting in the first door, quickly suppress everyone you see. Close the right door if it is open and wedge it. If you saw by others when you're closing the door, close the door and pushing it, and suppress the one who see you and cuff him. But most likely you will end up fail the mission and restart because the geometry of the inside is very bad. And why it is bad? The right door usually open, as I said, and there are left door and that can be open as well, and the middle left space is hard to shoot, and if someone spot you there, you rarely can chase him. You can still trying to clear the space if both the left and right door are closed, but it is nothing meaningful. Instead, you should secure both civilian spawn points first. Most of the suspect you can use AI to cuff them. Reaching the door also can be done by AI. You can secure the gun later. Stopping and cuffing suspects is the first priority. Closing the door is the second priority. Reaching the door is the third. After you clear the back door, there is a luck factor that someone could see you through the fence at there. It is nothing you can do, but I haven't spotted by suspect in this location in this version. Not sure the dev removed the ability to see through the fences from the suspect or just luck. The left door also can be opened. Normally, it is less important to the door on the right side, but also beware of it because suspects will very likely to spawn at there. That other mode will rarely spawn suspects at there, but this mode is high chance to spawn suspect. Close the door where you come from and wedge it. Then, after reaching the door, you can open the warehouse door and throw the stinger to the right container to make the grenade bounce off it and hit the target inside. Then charge inside, suppress all the suspects inside. After clearing the warehouse, you need to peek outside, confirm that no one will come to you very soon. Then secure the scene. Pick up all the guns, cuff all the guys. Few things you need to aware. First, the people on this position. Your AI teammate cannot pathfind through it most of the case. You may need to cuff the guy yourself. 2. Suspect can appear in here, here, and here. The suspect in the outside around this location. Your teammate basically cannot land the hit on the guy, but the suspect can shoot your teammates accurately. Be aware of it if you want the S rank. Well, it is a luck base. If you want the S rank and you see a suspect at that location, you should deal with it very fast. The third one is, this is one of the 2 locations that civilians will spawn. So if you have 4 civilians, congratulations. Civilian can spawn below the gate, which is another side of the boxes. The 4 is the left of the outside. Suspect can spawn on here. Now the guy will split into 2 parts. First part, if you have all the civilians inside the warehouse, you could move all the AI teammates to here. This is an excellent position for AI to hold out and come back. All you have to do is stay alive and lure all the suspects in the restaurant, outside the store, to the warehouse. Basically, get spotted and you stay alive and retreat to a safe position to guard the door at the restaurant from the parking area. Shoot and call for compliance when they move out of the doorway. Your teammate will also shoot the suspects. Knock them to the side if they surrounded in the doorway. Cuff them yourself when the scene is stable. Repeat this action until all the suspects are being cuffed. Note that the most important thing is survive, but you may still need to clear the staff area yourself or with one of your team if you're not hunting for S rank. You should lure the suspect in the restaurant area by rocking to the glass from the outside. After a few tries, you could try to clear the staff area. The last is the store area. That place is awful. Too many spots to look. If they see you in the store area, they will run to the door that's connected to the toilet, and from there to the restaurant, and the car park to the warehouse. So you should walk back to the restaurant. Your teammate should be able to deal with him. So don't walk too fast. If you walk too fast, you will meet the suspect, then you can get killed. Then the second part, it means you don't have all the civilians in the warehouse, or you have no civilians in the warehouse. It means the remaining are in the restaurant. Check the parking area first. If the door is open, don't cross it. If the door is open and the suspect in the far side, shoot him and lure him back to the place that you can safely arrest. Then you should clear out the restaurant. How to do that? Throwing the stinger or flashbang, bounce the door and charging in, or slowly pick the doorway and beanbag every suspect on site to make them surrendered. Then stinger and charging in. If the door is closed, just mirror the area and get more information. Then do the same stinger and charging in. And a small tips: if you pick the door, just open a door a little bit, then command the AI to open and flashbang clear. Then you can throw the flashbang through the door. Restaurant is a bad place for AI teammates to hold without taking damage, so luck again. For S rank, you should clear the scene and stable it. Then reaching the door that connected to the toilet and staff area. There are 2 doors. If possible, move the civilian to the side that near the toilet, but more importantly, keep them away from the kitchen window. But it is a joke, okay, to move people on their knees. If any civilian in the restaurant, basically you need to defend the restaurant. Any suspect on the parking area or gas station maybe will pathfind to the warehouse, but I don't know. When they spot you, they may pathfinding to the warehouse or the restaurant, but which one I don't know. Maybe steal the restaurant because it is shorter. And beside the parking area, all the path to the warehouse should be blocked. If you want X rank and still no AI get hurt, all you have to do is do the rest of the job yourself and pray the suspect will no go for the civilian, or no roaming AI go to civilians, or the AI magically can defend themselves without taking any damage. Basically, when you safely take care 2 of the civilian spawn, that's it.